This video we're going to talk about the basics of JavaScript, how to use it, and a basic introduction to how JavaScript works within your browser and within their web environment. So if you've got a website and if you're used to using HTML code, there's another code that can add a little bit more dynamic functionality to your actual code. And this is what JavaScript is. It runs on your browser. So your browser is the one that actually interprets it, reads the code, and runs the code. This is why, depending on the browser, some browsers might react differently to code. If you're using some newer code, some code that sometimes doesn't get interpreted properly with older browsers, you might encounter problems actually with between different browsers. As you can see, the standard JavaScript is usually accepted across most browsers, and the way to use JavaScript is to have the opening and closing script tags, and this indicates what the script is. Type is JavaScript text. So in order to get some functionality, some dynamic functionality within this JavaScript, we'd have to add in some variables. So we want to add in some numbers. So this would simply add in a variable that, I shouldn't call it num, but we'll call it, and then we've got another one, variable num a equals 7. And what this will do is this assigns these values to the variables. There isn't going to be anything displayed quite yet. So even if we go out to the website, there's nothing. As we can see, it's blank because the JavaScript is running in the background, and it is assigning these two values to these variable. So num b becomes 5, num a becomes 7. And if we have an actual calculation, we can do we'll just do a variable total equals num a plus num b, and then we have to write it out so we can actually see it. So we're just going to do a document write and put in the value, the TOTA, so we can actually see what's being put out. So what this will do is this will run through the code. It'll run through the regular HTML code, and when it hits the JavaScript, it'll assign num b the value of 5, num a the value of 7. Here we're going to do a calculation. So tot a equals num a plus num b, and then we're going to write out tot a. So see what happens, and we see that the result is 12. So what's happened here within the JavaScript, it's run the code that we have. It's assigned the value of 5 to num b, assigned the value of 7 to num a. Here it's calculated them together, and there it's output the total so we can see it within our browser. So this isn't actually necessary because JavaScript would be totaling these values anyway, so it would be running within your browser code and would remember these variables as we've put them in. So this was just a way to display it out. So this is a quick way to assign some values to variables within JavaScript, and then once you've got the basic functionality, you can use a lot more complicated functionality within these variables. Thanks a lot for watching. We've got some more great videos coming up, so please subscribe, as well as we look forward to any comments or questions that you may have.